Football is finally back from Hard Rock Stadium as the University of Miami Hurricanes welcome Miami University, the Red Hawks from Oxford, Ohio. That's right, it's Miami versus Miami to start the season. This matchup was called the Confusion Bowl, all the way back before their first ever meeting in 1945. Tonight's the night we find out if paper translates to the field. Where do you think it's improved the most?
The offensive line. That is the biggest improvement and adjustment they made with any group on this team. And you take a look at it. Matt Lee transfers in from UCF, had a tremendous career there. Javion Cohen comes from Alabama. Francis Mauigoa, who's a 5-star at IMG. But Matt Lee's the biggest get in the offseason for Mario Cristobal.
Tonight we're going to communicate effectively, get after it physically in the run game, the pass game, play the game the way it's supposed to be, and just nonstop effort for 60 minutes.
Now the center's kind of the leader of that group. Congratulations goes to you because you were named team captain this week and haven't been here that long. So how does that make you feel?
Great. I think it's a testament to Coach Maribel, Coach Cristobal, and the guys in that room, my teammates, the way they came in, accepted me immediately, and accepted my leadership and what I bring to the table, and I couldn't be happier about it.
And Lee has made an instant impact with the Hurricanes. He was named team captain yesterday. On the other side, the other Miami, the Red Hawks, you have a familiar name in Brett Gabbert. He is the younger brother of Blaine Gabbert, and Brett, he is coming into tonight's game with some confidence. Take a listen.
This plays off the same question, but the real Miami is where? In Coral Gables or here in Oxford?
Oxford, Ohio.
Because you're around longer, you're just...
No, I just think we'll show them September 1st.
It'll be the Hurricanes that receive to start this brand new college football season. Miami, Ohio won the toss, deferred, so they will be kicking away. Jacoby George and Brashard Smith back there to receive. The long wait is finally over with the new college football season. The renewed hope, the dreams that come alive with week 1, and we are finally underway. Football is back. And it's Brashard Smith on the return for the Canes. He's got room, turns the corner, steps on the gas, bounced out of bounds after a return of 40 yards. That is great field position. Year 3 for Van Dyke as the starting quarterback for the Canes, trying to get back to that ACC Rookie of the Year form from 2021. Henry Parrish Jr., the running back, breaks a couple of tackles, hard-nosed running for a first down, gain of 11, already into enemy territory.
And we were curious who was going to get the start at running back, and it's Henry Parrish Jr. But they have 4 backs that they're going to rotate through, but if one of them gets a hot hand, they're going to go with them. But boy, right there on first down, downhill run, square the shoulders, good push from that offensive line. It's a different Hurricanes team this season.
Running behind that rebuilt offensive line. They go right back to it, running right behind the transfer from UCF, Matt Lee, getting a really good push up front. That's a gain of 7. Back-to-back carries for Parrish Jr. You said it, Rini, a rotating running back by committee philosophy this year for Miami, but new offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson said, we'll just go with the hot hand. If someone's running it really well, we'll stick with them.
And they're getting good push. Inez Cooper, the right guard, Matt Lee, the center. You get 6-7 yards on first down running the ball, that's how you stay ahead of the chains. That's great for your offense.
Our first whistle of the season. Movement on the line.
False start, offense, number 73.
After the false start, 2nd and 8 for the Canes, trying to cash in on the first drive of the 2023 football season. Van Dyke throwing for the first time. Quick hitter. Here's Colby Young. Check out the speed. Colby Young is gone. Touchdown, Hurricanes.
Tunnel screen, beautiful. Quick release by Van Dyke. Matt Lee, the center, gets out in front. Jalen Rivers, the left tackle, out in front. You get it to your speedster, Colby Young.
Colby Young strikes first for the Hurricanes. 44-yard score. What a start to the season for Mario Cristobal's Miami. What a start for this Miami Hurricanes team. And the Confusion Bowl battle at two Miamis. The Hurricanes strike first. And what a debut for new offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson. A 3-play drive that results in a touchdown.
Yeah, showed a little attitude to the Hurricanes up front with that offensive line. Established the running game, and then that quick wide receiver tunnel screen to Colby Young. Quick release by Van Dyke, and just the athleticism and speed on the outside. No one was catching Colby Young.
Andy Borregales puts his leg through it. That'll be a touchback. Now there's a real buzz here at Hard Rock Stadium going against Brett Gabbert and the Red Hawks offense.
Well, I mean, the defense all camp saw the offense and this new offense, but you never really know, right, until the lights are on and you're playing that game. And for them to go out and score in this first possession like they did, the defense is like, all right, the offense is back this year. Let's go match them now.
Brett Gabbert, younger brother of longtime NFL quarterback Blaine Gabbert. Kevin Davis in the backfield on Gabbert's left hip. Gabbert steps up in the pocket, dials up a deep shot that overthrew Gage Larvidan, the junior transferring in from southeastern Louisiana. You like Chuck Martin dialing up a shot on your first offensive play of the season?
Well, we spoke with Coach Martin earlier this week, and he said he was going to take a lot of shots. Well, they didn't wait at all. First down, and you know, Larvidan, the transfer in from Southwest Louisiana, they raved about this kid. He may be their best wide receiver.
That one had too much on it from Gabbert. Throw it again, quick hitter to the flat. Gobbled up immediately. Right back to Larvidan, no room to run, only a gain of 4. 3rd and 6 upcoming for the Red Hawks.
Yeah, to Corey Couch, the nickel there coming inside out. It's a fast defensive unit for Lance Guidry. They fly to the football, and then when we talked to Cam Kitchens, the All-American safety this week, he said a lot of movement, aggressive. This defense of unit loves Lance Guidry and what he brought here.
Kane showing pressure on a 3rd and 6. Movement. And that'll back up the Red Hawks 5 yards.
Full start, offense, number 9.
Get after Gabbert, especially after he said, we'll show the Hurricanes who the real Miami is. They're going to get after the junior quarterback, and he's swallowed up, blown up in the backfield. Jafari Harvey, the first sack of the season for the Canes.
And they didn't blitz. You're just going to see a bunch of twists and stunts underneath. Harvey fights off it, gets through the block, and gets to Gabbert for the sack.
Dom Jobin punts it away. Restrepo waiting for it, backs up to his own 20. Has speed, breaks 2 tackles, that's hit. So a longer field to work with after a first drive that went 3 plays, 56 yards for Tyler Van Dyke. It is Miami Hurricanes offense. Mario Cristobal had to be happy with the way his offense looked after a disappointing first season, just 5-7 back at his alma mater, and the roster has been rebuilt and they're already producing here in game 1.
You know, when you show back up to take over a program, right, the cards are dealt, the hand's dealt, what you have, and you got to work with it. He's worked really hard from last year to this year to turn this roster over. We talked about 41 new scholarship players, big-time recruits, transfer portal, new coordinators. He's ready to go here in year 2.
Play clock for 25 seconds. It will start on my signal.
And from everything I've studied and watched and talked to, there's no doubt in my mind, Jay, this is going to be a vastly different Hurricanes team from last year.
Already got a glimpse of that on the first drive of the season. Let's see how they followed up. Flip out, Brashard Smith trying to find the edge. Tiptoeing on the sideline. It is met right at the line of scrimmage. When you talk about changing the DNA of the program, it all starts with who you're recruiting. In the U, a top 5 recruiting class. You take a look at those ESPN 300 recruits, they had 15 already starting, like Francis Maui Noah, the right tackle, just 18 years old, getting the start today for Miami. Jacoby George moves the chains on a gain of 11.
And right there, Tyler Van Dyke shows you his arm talent, right? He's at the far hash, throws that deep out across the field. Good catch by George, turns it up and picks up a first down. I mean, Tyler Van Dyke can make all the throws. You give him protection and put a running game around him, watch out, because his numbers could be off the charts this season. I know it's first game, a little excited, but if you're a Hurricane fan, you got to be happy.
Another quick hitter, getting the ball out really quickly. Jacoby George on the grab.
Corey Subtle there to defensive end. Good pursuit there to come and make that tackle from behind, because if he doesn't make that tackle, that one has a chance to get out the chute on the other end.
Now they scored on a very similar play. And Van Dyke having a really strong showing. He's completed every ball he's thrown so far today. Make it 5 for 5. This one goes for a first down. Colby Young, who scored the touchdown on the opening drive, picks up 9 there.
They haven't gone vertical yet. It's all been underneath stuff, but they got the athletes to make moves and break tackles.
A.J. Allen, the transfer from Nebraska, in the backfield. He gets the carry. He's got plenty of speed, too. That's a great weapon for Van Dyke, too, when you can have that balanced run to pass.
You need it. You need balance. You know, and it's funny because Shannon Dawson came from Houston. Dana Holgerson, they call it an air raid. Everyone thinks you're going to throw it around. Now, it's balance. It's a friendly offense for a quarterback, but they run the ball a good amount as well.
Right back to Allen. Tripped up. Only a gain of 3. Sets up a third and manageable, though. Instead, they go back to Allen. Third straight carry. That one enough to keep the drive alive. Gain of 5 for the first down. And after 3 straight carries for Allen, in comes the true freshman Mark Fletcher. 4-star ESPN 300 running back. Mario Cristobal said he's an absolute stud. Miscommunication there between Van Dyke and the intended target.
Yeah, Isaiah Horton looked like he was blocking downfield. Van Dyke thought he was going to go out, timing it up, and just a mistake, I believe, by Isaiah Horton.
Yeah, first incompletion of the season for Tyler Van Dyke. He was a perfect 5 for 5 before that throw. 9th play of the drive. Van Dyke and the Hurricanes offense already into Red Hawks territory. Rain starts to come back down here at Hard Rock Stadium. Here's Fletcher, his first run, and didn't have any room to run. Brian Ugo shot right in to make the stop. Transfer from Rutgers. 3rd and 9, 10th play of the drive. Van Dyke throws a deep ball into double coverage. Incomplete. There's a flag down at the 12-yard line.
Holding, defense, number 2. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So the drive kept alive due to a defensive holding penalty. Yassine McKee called for it.
Yeah, and when the receiver broke to the middle of the field, McKee just gave him a tug, enough to get that flag out, and that's a tough penalty because that's going to give the Hurricanes a first down.
That's a backbreaker if you're the Red Hawks. Your defense has been on the field this entire quarter. You've already given up a touchdown, and now you give Miami a fresh set of downs inside the 35-yard line. Great opportunity for the Canes to cash in again. Fletcher rumbles forward, the 4-star freshman, churning those legs. Gain of 3.
So this was an offense last year that finished the season average about 90th in the country. So the back end yards per play, about 5.3. If you can improve that by just 1 yard per play, that's going to put you in the top 20 in the country.
And that's where they expect to be.
Yes.
Couple of big hits still going. Colby Young in the pouring rain, gain of 11. Really impressive physicality from Colby Young.
Big, strong receiver, 6'5", 215 pounds, makes the catch, secures it, breaks one tackle, comes through yards after contact, just churning those legs.
Well, Miami, Ohio doing a lot better against the run on this drive. Fletcher only takes it for 1. They've got 2 stout defensive tackles, Kobe Hilton, Austin Ertl up front.
Well, Jaquez Warren, the safety, was in the box that time too, so obviously they need to stop the run. You got to get an extra hat in that box, and that time it was 6, Jaquez Warren.
And if you're the Redhawks, holding for a field goal would feel like a victory here.
Absolutely.
It's been one-way traffic in this first quarter. Miami looking for more. Henry Parrish back into the game. There's Chuck Martin, head coach for Miami, Ohio. Redhawks in his 10th season. 45 wins, 3rd most in school history. He has done a terrific job turning around this program, and he loves playing the big boys. He goes, this is what this program's all about. We'll play anybody, anywhere.
Does not shy away from it. It makes them better in back play.
14th play of the drive. His defense trying to get off the field. Tyler Van Dyke has other ideas. Takes a shot. Incomplete. The rain started to come down. 34-yard field goal attempt, first of the season for Andy Borregales, the younger brother of Jose, who won the Lou Groza Award in 2020. Andy would love to find himself at the Lou Groza Award at the end of the season. And good start, 1 for 1. The U up 10-0.
They would love that 18th member to be Notre Dame. They're already aligned with Stanford, so hopefully, if you're an ACC member, Commissioner Jim Phillips, when Notre Dame decides to get into a conference, and it could be pretty soon, I believe the ACC is that #1 target for Notre Dame.
I heard you weren't taking money for 9 years.
No, I will not. No.
Brett Gabbert and the Redhawks offense, they've dug themselves a 10-0 hole. This 4 days after he gave a press conference where he said, we're going to show everybody September 1st who the real Miami is. You think Cam Kitchens and the defense heard that this week? And a little fuel to the fire. They told us they didn't, but
I tell you though, the Canes defense has a lot of dudes on there, a lot of athletes, right? And they were embarrassed with last year's season, so they have something to prove to themselves. That's what they kept telling us. We just want to get out on the field and prove it to ourselves.
yeah, they've done a great job so far. Forced a 3-and-out defensively and 2 drives, 2 scores on the offensive end. Back to the run game. Kevin Davis drilled, and it's Cam Kitchens again. Number 5 in orange is everywhere.
Ready to go.
3rd and 8. Gabbert barking orders at his offensive line. Settles in. Kane showing pressure only, send 4. Gabbert throws. It's caught, but a yard shy of the first down marker. Gabbert wanted to go for it, but Chuck Martin sends out the punt unit. Ball at their own 34-yard line. The first punt from Dom Jobin went for 62 yards. This one not quite as long. Restrepo steps up to receive it. Hit pretty immediately. That one only went for 42. Tyler Van Dyke already a 10-0 lead. He's got the ball when we come back.
Mesh up with him.
Henry Parrish back in. Stable of running backs. It's going to be running back by committee for Tyler Van Dyke in this Canes offense. That means you're always going to have fresh legs behind you. That's a good thing.
Yeah, Parrish transfer from Ole Miss, 5'10", 190, got that good body on him. Solid running back.
2 drives so far. The first one went 3 plays for a touchdown. The second one, 15 plays, resulted in a field goal. But this Miami, Ohio defense has been on the field all quarter long. We thought that could be a concern for the Red Hawks, just not as deep as the Hurricanes. And as this game wears on and as the time of possession is slanted so drastically to the Hurricanes, that'll be tough to compete.
And this is a big play here for this revamped offensive line. You're 3rd and 2, okay? Go get it. I think you run the ball here, you get your back, you give it to Parrish, you get push, and you tell your back to go get this first down. This is an attitude play for a new revamped offensive line.
Now Mario Cristobal takes a timeout.
This team's going to be vastly better this year.
Won 2 national championships as a player. He told us this program is here to win national championships. Probably need 2 or 3 more years like you've had.
Offense, everyone but the center. 5-yard penalty.
Building that roster. Here we are talking about the offensive line, and we get a false start.
Well, I love when they say everyone with the center. I mean, Matt Lean didn't move, so technically everyone else jumped, not him. No, he obviously forgot the snap count, which is surprising for someone like Matt Lee. So now you're 3rd and 6, going to completely change your play here. But they've been really good with the underneath passes that we talked about in this range. So a big 3rd down early for this offense and a good test for them.
Third and 7 now for Van Dyke. Restrepo in motion. They go to Restrepo. He's going to need to do a lot of work to pick up the first down. Not going to get there. Michael Dowell, great open field tackle for the Red Hawks. That's a good stop for this Miami, Ohio defense as they try and grow into this game, because there's no doubt about it, this first quarter belonged to the Hurricanes.
Tremendous job by the defense there, running to the football, led by Michael Dowell. Good job, good stop. Red Hawks will get the ball back on the other side.
New season, year 2 for head coach Mario Cristobal, and what a terrific start for the Hurricanes in the Battle of Miami. A 10-0 lead after the first 15 minutes. First punt of the season, freshman out of Australia, Dylan Joyce. They love their Australian punters here at Miami, really all over college football. Big hit! No fair catch called. James Williams. Gage Larvidan didn't have a shot.
Great coverage there. Kind of getting blocked in the back as well. Still makes that tackle.
And Williams is one of the best safeties in the country. Miami, Ohio looking for a spark. Only 8 total yards of offense in that first quarter. Larvidan, he's got more than 8 yards on this play alone, so already more production in the second quarter than the first. Gets the carry, trying to spin his way through. Nothing doing. No gain. KJ Cloyd stuffing the hole there for the Canes.
Yeah, Cloyd, the will linebacker, doing a nice job. When you got a really good active defensive line like you do in front of you, it frees you up at linebacker to get in there and make tackles at the line of scrimmage and get some TFLs. Excellent job by KJ Cloyd right there.
That's the biggest discrepancy between the two Miamis, the size at the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball. Miami, Ohio just failing to establish this run game. Harvey on the stop for the Canes.
Well, if you notice on that play, Jafari Harvey, number 12, he's playing defensive end. He just shoots down the line of scrimmage. No one blocks him, and he gets to the ball carrier to make that tackle. And so when you have athletes at the defensive end position that are strong, physical, and can run like Harvey, 6'4", 252, it's tough to handle him.
Redhawks looking to get the ball to the 46-yard line to keep the drive alive. Miscommunication between Gabbert and Larvidan, and the Redhawks have to use a timeout. Play clock winding down.
Timeout. Miami of Ohio, their first timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Head coach Chuck Martin had no choice there. 3rd and 9 for Gabbert in the Redhawks offense. Desperate for a spark. It's been all Hurricanes in this battle for Miami so far. Completed pass short of the first down. Instead, it's Alec Bevelheimer on to punt. He's already had 2 punts today. They've both been terrific. Long of 62, an average of 52. The juniors only had 1 career punt before today. Thought a fair catch was called, and it was. The Redhawks didn't see it. There was a clear fair catch called. Another 52-yard punt for Bevelheimer, but instead of great field position for the Miami, Ohio defense, a mental mistake here on special teams is going to erase what would have been a really good punt.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, kicking team, number 97, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So Miami, Ohio trying to get back into this game down 10-0. 11:45 left in the second quarter, trying to play field position, and they had the Hurricanes pinned inside the 5 on that punt, but a mental error on special teams, tack on 15 yards because of the penalty. Now a lot more breathing room. Van Dyke operating from his own 19. Picks up an easy first down, just floated it right into Jacoby George, gain of 12. It's just looking too easy right now for Van Dyke. The run game has failed to establish itself, but that's no surprise. This is a Miami, Ohio defense that returns 9 starters.
Timeout for number 8 defense. His helmet came off. Please reset the play clock to 40 seconds. Both clocks will start on my signal.
Returns 9 starters from last season, and they're always a great unit for Chuck Martin, but they're particularly good against the run, and they forced 22 turnovers last year, most of the match.
Yeah, and first and foremost, they have to stop the run, and they're making a concerted effort ever since that first drive to do that.
2nd and 10, plenty of time for Van Dyke, unloads a deep ball, it's intercepted! We were just talking about the turnovers, and Michael Dowell, the ball hawk safety, comes up with a huge pick for the Redhawks.
Well, Dowell was sitting underneath. Van Dyke never saw him. Dowell does a great job to come off, make that interception, and a huge play for the Redhawks.
One of those 9 returning starters on defense, his first interception of the season, the transfer from Michigan State. He's found home with the Redhawks, and this is the best field position of the day for Brett Gabbert and this Miami, Ohio offense. Can they capitalize? Taking a shot on first down, or trying to. Gabbert's going to run. Smartly slides just past the 45 for a gain of 5. And Ruben Bain is an example of exactly what Mario Cristobal wants the U to look like. A Miami, Florida kid, played high school ball at Miami Central, stayed home to play at the U. Play clock winding down. Gabbert gets the snap off, puts it right in the belly of Rashad Amos. He's driven back. Only a gain of 1. This is a 3rd and manageable, though, for Gabbert and the Miami, Ohio offense. You just get the feeling that the Redhawks have to try and capitalize off the good field position after the interception.
And you talked about it earlier. They're really looking for that spark play, that chunk play to get them going. You know, they had one to Larvidan a little bit, but really nothing to get them excited. But first and foremost, they want to pick this up and keep this drive alive here.
0 for 3 on 3rd down today. They've been at 3rd and 11, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. Very manageable 3rd and 3. Kane send pressure. Down goes Gabbert. Shot out of a cannon. Wesley Besaint
It's Wesley Basaint stepping up, the linebacker. And as you said, shot out of a cannon as he gets to Brett Gabbert for the sack.
Bevelheimer back out there for Miami, Ohio. This will be his 4th punt already of the night, averaging 52 yards per punt. That one didn't quite travel that far. And the Redhawks, missed opportunity. They got the interception, couldn't cash in on it. The Hurricanes defense looking stout in the home opener. They've got a 10-0 lead. No pun intended, but the biggest storyline coming into the season was this bolstered offensive line. There's the true freshman, Francis Maui Noah, #1 offensive tackle in the 2023 recruiting class. He's starting at right tackle tonight for the Hurricanes. He just turned 18 years old. Mario Cristobal said he's super mature, though.
Everybody has raved about Francis Maui Noah. They said they had, the instruments on him. They said they timed him at 18 miles an hour, that big running. Are you kidding me?
He does not look 18 years old.
No. He's a man already.
The Canes offensive line still without Zion Nelson. He hopes to return about mid-season as the ground game continues to plow forward. Going forward, you're going to want to try and get it done through recruiting, bring these kids in at freshmen. Top 2 recruits in the 2023 class, both on that offensive line.
And I talked about it. If you're Mario Cristobal, if you can put that proverbial fence around South Florida, there's enough talent here to really get your program going, and it prevents other schools from coming in here, taking those players away.
3rd and 2, good test for the offensive line. Let's see if they decide to run behind it. They do. Huge hole. A.J. Allen breaks free. Only needed 2, got a big gain of 16.
When I was doing my prep for A.J. Allen, the one thing that kept coming up is vision. Watch him. He presses the hole, sees off the right the defender coming, he presses and he bounces. That's vision, that's speed, and then he squares the shoulders up, gets north and south. I love that out of a running back. It's efficient, it's good. Excellent job.
Now, talking about that freshman class, as Allen gets a breather, Mark Fletcher comes in, physical 4-star stud in at running back. He gets the carry. Another big hole opens up. How about Mark Fletcher?
So I have 2 words on my chart next to Mark Fletcher. One is stud, and the other one is physical. True freshman. He was playing in high school last year. He's 6'2", 225 out of American Heritage. Another guy that looks more like a man, not a freshman.
Really strong first impression for this top 5 recruiting class. Brought in to rebuild this proud program. I'm sure lots of alums. It's only week 1, starting to dream that hope renewed under Mario Cristobal. You said it. Most importantly, yes, it's a top 5 recruiting class, but a lot of that talent, local talent.
Yeah. And I just love how Fletcher finished the run there. That was Jeremiah Caldwell, the corner. 6'3", 180, taking on a 225-pound back. You don't want that at all.
On this drive, they've really established the run. 49 yards on 5 runs. Here's another one. Fletcher again bounced out of bounds. Canes back in the red zone. 1st and 10. Movement. Because the momentum of this game has been all Canes. A.J. Allen burst through the hole. Only a gain of 5, though, tripped up.
Yeah, the first 2 possessions for the Hurricanes, 18 plays, 122 yards, and those 10 points. The last 2 before this one, 6 plays, only 15 yards of punt and interception. So if you're a Hurricanes fan, you're really glad to see this possession here right before half. See if they can put it in the end zone and finish it off here.
This drive all on the ground. 59 yards on this drive. Every single one of those yards through the ground game.
That's a dream for me. I love it.
The former running back says. Here's Van Dyke, rolls out. Did well to get the ball away, but incomplete. Trying to pick out Restrepo. Trying to get this drive to result in a touchdown, not settle for 3. Empty set for Van Dyke. Gets rid of it quickly. Here's Isaiah Horton trying to spin his way free, and he's brought down well shy of that first down marker. Great pursuit from Corey Suttle to prevent the first down.
An excellent pursuit there by Suttle. And this Red Hawks defense come up, make that tackle, and you said it's a win, for them to keep the Hurricanes out of the end zone, force another field goal attempt here.
Borregales already 1 for 1 tonight. Made it from 34. This is from 33. Borregales makes it look easy. He's 2 for 2 to start the season. The Canes, they've got a lot of the momentum, and now a 13-0 lead with 2:33 left in the half. Week 1 of the college football season here at Hard Rock Stadium. Reedy Angolia, Jay Alter with you. The Confusion Bowl, as it was called in 1945, before the first ever meeting between Miami, Ohio, and Miami here in Florida. And it's funny digging into the history of these two schools. It was funny, Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, it was founded more than 100 years before the University of Miami was founded in Florida. Miami, Ohio, actually the 10th oldest public university in the entire United States. Redhawks trailing in the Miami Bowl right now.
If you're an ACC fan, you cannot miss it. Great stuff for those guys.
I'm sure you'll see highlights from this game on it. Redhawks trying to put some highlights on tape here. The offense has been slow to get going in the first game of the season. And you get penalized for every mistake when you're going against a team as talented as Miami is on the defensive end of the ball. As Larvadan shows off the speed.
Redhawks looking to get a score here before half.
Gain of 30 into Miami territory for the first time tonight. You got to start watching that clock. 2 timeouts, 1:40.
And they're going to go a little quicker tempo, are the Redhawks.
Play action. Gabbert surveys the field. Going to tuck and run, but not for much. That clock continues to run. Can't rush this third down.
Yeah, take your time here. I mean, you just obviously want to try to get a score here.
I'd think about taking a timeout.
Yeah, they got 2 and they took 1 right there. And you want to save
Right
that
on
one. Save that one in your back pocket in case you have to kick it.
I think that's smart.
It is. And they didn't rush it either. They took their time. Chuck Martin thought about, okay, let's take one here. We got 1:09 left.
This is the furthest they've come to the opposing 31-yard line. Can Gabbert keep the drive alive? 0 for 4 on third down tonight. Trying to get the ball to the 25-yard line. Quick release, dialing up a deep shot. It's incomplete. Over the head of Miles Marshall. Daryl Porter in coverage for the Canes.
They're going to try to kick it here.
Risky decision. This is a long field goal for Graham Nicholson. 48-yard attempt on the road. Swings his leg through it. Nicholson from 48 buries it.
As long as they can get a stop here with 58 seconds, not let the Canes go down and put any more points on the board.
And Miami does have 2 timeouts. Three wide receiver set for Van Dyke. Decide to hand it off. Henry Parrish, so a conservative play call there, even though he pushed the pile. Kept those legs churning for a gain of 11, so that will stop the clock.
Correct, because the new rule, under 2 minutes left in the half in the game, it'll stop after a first down like it used to. So now they're going to go. They're going to go with a little tempo here after this play.
Van Dyke looking to throw, slings it. It's caught at the 40. Another first down for the Hurricanes. Now it's interesting, the clock did continue to run for a couple of seconds there, then halted at 30. It's going to get an adjusting tune for the clock guy. You haven't stopped it all half.
Yep.
It's a new rule, but it does stop until the ball spotted under 2 minutes. Plenty of room. Van Dyke wide open. All the way to the 27-yard line. Jacoby George. There's a flag down as well.
Yeah, they're going to get Matt Lee.
Number 61.
Oh,
10-yard penalty.
Actually,
First
Francis
down.
Maui. No, I thought it was going to be Matt Lee. Second quarter and the fourth quarter goes back to the old time.
And you still have 2 timeouts here. Plenty of room. Here's Henry Parrish galloping all the way to the 25-yard line.
Got enough for one play here and then kick a field goal.
Here's Van Dyke. Threw it over the head of Horton, and now Miami will get the field goal unit on.
And that's the experience of Tyler Van Dyke. He looked, it wasn't there, he throws it out of bounds. 3 seconds left, get a chance to get that 3 back you just gave up to the Red Hawks.
.43-yard attempt. Andy Borregales already 2 for 2 on the night. And this one hits the upright. It sails right through just by a matter of inches.
A little kiss off the upright.
16-3. They all count the same. So happy football is back. Start of the third quarter.
Solidify the conference financially, academically, and athletically. I think those are all going to be really good things for the ACC coming into the near term and well into the future as well.
Dan, I'm curious now, just because usually when these things happen, you get a unanimous vote.
Some of it performance-based. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the performance-based, the success initiatives were something that the athletic directors talked a lot about, and the presidents looked at and said, you know what, that's a good idea. Let's look at what those exact parameters are going to be to have those success incentives, and they've been working on that. And we're at the point right now where we think we're in a good spot to be able to roll those out here very shortly, probably the next time we're together as athletic directors, and really understand it, and also know that it's not going to be this year's circumstance for success initiatives. It's going to be next year when the college football playoff expands and when Cal, Stanford, and SMU join the league. So we have a year to kind of think about it, make sure everything is buttoned up, and then move forward with it. Programs that are beginning to build to that level. So being able to spread that across the country, I think, will be just incredible.
On 3rd and 3, incomplete. This Hurricanes defense continues to dominate. We're joined by their athletic director, Dan Radakovich. Let's talk about this football team. Year 2 under Mario Cristobal, just talking with the players, the coaching staff this week. There's a lot of buzz about this new group, 41 new scholarship players from year 1 to year 2 under Mario Cristobal. From your vantage point, how has this program improved?
Well, Jay, I think that Mario and his staff have done a really good job in creating a positive message within the program. We talk about culture all the time, and I think it's really more of a mindset. And I think the mindset of these young men has really improved and is moving forward. In a day like today, where they're playing well, there's probably Coach Cristobal probably said you left a few points on the field, at halftime, but that's a football coach. That's what he's supposed to do. Is a real step in the right direction because he's been able to bring in some of the players that he feels are really important, building the program from the lines, offensive and defensive. Break ground on 170,000 square foot football operations center, be the forever home of the Miami Hurricanes football team. It's really something that our university needs and really is excited about. Our coaches are, our donors, we have great donors, and they see the value in having that type of facility because a lot of the schools that we compete against have that type of spot where the players can go and get their day-to-day work done, but also a place where they can relax, recharge, and really bond together as a program.
And I'm going to ask what all the fans out there are thinking they want me to ask. Any chance down the road an on-campus stadium in Coral Gables?
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
That might be a bridge too far.
Okay.
And when you're in a building like this,
Beautiful facility, absolutely.
This is absolutely phenomenal. So we're very fortunate to have a great relationship with the Miami Dolphins. Their whole organization has been fantastic to us and
gave us some great insight about the ACC expanding with the additions of SMU, Cal, and Stanford, and now going to enjoy the Miami offense going to work. The ground game was punishing in that first half, and they picked up where they left off with the 4-star freshman Mark Fletcher. He's an embodiment of what Mario Cristobal wants this program to be, which is South Florida talent that they keep home. He told us, you look at Mark Fletcher, that's what I want Miami to look like.
And such a great young man. I mean, Mark is just, you're right, he is what we need. Great talent here in South Florida, staying home playing for the Hurricanes. And he does a phenomenal job of that.
Van Dyke knows there's a flag down, takes a shot, finds Restrepo, plenty of room to run. Restrepo turns upfield, finally brought down. Hurricanes offense shot out of a cannon to start this third quarter. Right back to Fletcher, runs through it, touchdown, Hurricanes! The first of likely many touchdowns in a Miami uniform for the 4-star freshman Mark Fletcher.
Power and speed for the 225-pound running back as he takes it into the end zone, as Jay said, for his first career touchdown.
They're going for 2 to try and make it 24 after reaching pay dirt to start this third quarter. Plenty of time, that offensive line doing their job, and that'll count for 2. Restrepo cashes in on just a terrific drive offensively.
Yeah, nice little option route by Restrepo. Good timing by Van Dyke as he cuts it back in, puts it on him, and a 2-point conversion.
Dan, good drive for you to be here.
I love it. I love it. Thanks, guys.
We appreciate the time and the insight.
Appreciate it, Jay.
Thanks, Dan.
Hurricanes rolling up 24-3. One thing you knew about the Miami Hurricanes headed into this season is they have a loaded running back room. 4 guys that are all capable of being the number 1 guy. On that last drive, it was Mark Fletcher, a touchdown. He's got 9 carries, 76 yards as a group, Rainey, 188 yards on the ground.
Yeah, and that was Tim Harris Jr. you saw in that huddle talking to him. He's the running back coach. Another new coach for Mario Cristobal. A great get.
And if you're the Red Hawks and Brett Gabbert, the hole gets that much deeper, trailing by 21 now.
You know, and just the other thing I like about that Canes offense, they told us they were going to use all 4 backs. They've done that tonight. And then they said they'd go with the hot hand. Well, we saw who the hot hand was, Fletcher, the end of the first half, and they go with him in the third, and he finishes it off with a touchdown.
And Mario Cristobal, in our interview with him walking off the field in the first half, said he was happy, but he wanted to finish some of those drives, not settle for field goals, turn them into touchdowns. What do they do?
And they did it.
First drive, touchdown. Red Hawks certainly on the back foot here. Amos, who transfers from South Carolina, not much doing there.
And this defensive front for the Hurricanes has played outstanding, and because of that, really no room for Gabbert to throw the ball down the field. I mean, you've got to be balanced, you know, and Hurricane fans know that.
3rd and 7. Canes have usually dialed up pressure on 3rd and longs today under first-year defensive coordinator Lance Guidry. They said 4. Gabbert steps up, finds the tight end. Jack Coldiron for a first down. The perfect name.
Good pass by Gabbert and much needed play for the Red Hawks.
Throwing again. Larvidan. Solid gain on first down after a 23-yard gain through the air. And it's Coldiron who just made that great catch for the first down, who's down after the run, getting treated to. We'll step aside. Be right back. Tight end Jack Coldiron, who made a great play to keep this Miami, Ohio drive alive. Banged up after the catch.
And you're going to see defensive back Devontae Brown, number 7, come. Go low. That's kind of what they do. That's a good hard hit, and just he's going to get up and get a little limpy. So that's obviously where the issue was right there. Tough player as Coldiron plays another play and then has to come out. You got to hope he's okay.
2nd and 6 at the Hurricanes 42. They've let Gabbert throw more on this drive, and he's been pretty successful. He's completed his last 3. Pressure coming, throws off his back foot, did well to get rid of it, but threw it away. Gabbert barking orders at his offensive line. Play clock down to 1. Just gets the snap off. Nobody's open. Gabbert scrambling, throws it away again. Here we go. The Redhawks trying to keep the drive alive. 4th and 6. Gabbert rolls left, slings it. Incomplete. Big hit. Couch knocks this ball loose.
Well, they got the play they want, a little crossing route, but Corey Couch is sitting right there. Makes the big hit on Miles Marshall, kind of anchoring that offensive line, but they look dynamite tonight.
Van Dyke throwing on 1st down. It's caught. Colby Young. He has been the top target tonight. Great field position already for this offense to operate in. Don Chaney out of the backfield. Per attempt, that new offensive line making an instant impact. Mario Cristobal, the head coach of the Hurricanes, knew how important bringing an improved offensive line would be. Obviously won 2 national championships with the Canes playing on the offensive line, so it's no surprise he went right up front to start retooling and fixing that roster.
You know, and some people might be watching this game and they saw that graphic we put up there and they say, well, it's game 1, it's the Miami Redhawks. This is a good defense. They bring back 9 starters, the entire defensive front, a bowl team from last year. This is a great first test for the Hurricanes week 1.
They were top 20 in the country last year in stopping the run. So this is a great test for the Miami offense going against a really good Redhawks defense. And don't be surprised if later in the year you see this Miami, Ohio team win the MAC. They're one of the best teams in that league this year. You get a real game live rep on trying to convert on a 4th and 3. Flag down.
So now with a false...
Who jumped first?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a false start. We'll see. If not, it's going to be a 1st down for the Hurricanes as the referees talk about it here.
False start, offense, number 73.
Hurricanes need to get the ball to the 33-yard line to keep the drive alive. The other thing is you back yourself up 5 yards, take the false start, and just punt it.
I think they're going to call a timeout here or take the 5. We'll see what they decide to do. And you're right, they're going to take the 5 and punt it, yeah.
Back your punter up 5 yards. The fans wanted them to go for it.
5-yard penalty, 4th down.
It's just the 2nd time tonight we've seen the freshman punter Dylan Joyce. Great hang time. Fair catch called for by Larvadan. And the U here in Miami Gardens, a 3-touchdown lead in the 3rd. Miami versus Miami, and it has been all Hurricanes. They scored on the first drive of the game, and they have not looked back.
Too bad.
They want to spoil their chances of getting into the playoff. Gabbert in trouble. Ruben Bain in pursuit, the highly touted freshman at the 4-yard line. 2nd and 16. Hurricanes defense is dominated all night long, looking for more. Gabbert puts that one in the ground. Incomplete.
And that's because, and we got a late flag coming here, so we'll see what this is. The only person standing around the umpire threw that ball was a Hurricane, so if they get an unsportsmanlike conduct, it's going to move the Redhawks off the goal line, but we'll have to wait and see. You don't like seeing those late flags if you're a coach.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 56 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down. That's number 56 first, unsportsmanlike conduct of the game.
Gives a little life to Brett Gabbert. This Redhawks offense has lacked it in week 1. Mosey swallowed up. Kiko Maui-Noa, you're going to hear his name a lot for this Hurricanes defense.
Watch, he's going to come off the backside from the right. He's number 51. Look at him shoot through, pursue down the line, and make that tackle.
The roster overhaul that you've seen from year 1 to year 2 under Mario Cristobal. Gabbert getting it out quickly. He has to. Big hit, a punishing hit. Cam Kitchens. He gave Larvidan all of it on that tackle.
Yeah, I mean, this is why Cam Kitchens is going to be a first-round draft pick. He can float the ball inside out. Watch him finish it off. I mean, you better keep running if you're a receiver or get down, because when Cam Kitchens is coming, he's going to light you up like he did right there.
Best safety in the country. You said it, projected to be a first-round pick. Tackles like that are why. 3rd and 2. Now Noah trying to wrestle Mosey down, and he does. No gain. Bevelheimer set to punt it again for the Red Hawks. He's had the busiest night of anybody in a Miami, Ohio uniform. Restrepo off the bounce, makes 2 men miss. Let's take a look at another freshman that has made a great first impression, the running back Mark Fletcher.
Yeah, I heard a ton of great things about Mark Fletcher coming into this game, and he has not disappointed. Finishes off runs, good vision. He's powerful at 225, and we specifically asked Matt Lee about the 4 backs that were going to get used, and he perked right up when he talked about Mark Fletcher Jr.
Team number 20, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That might have been the biggest smile Mario Cristobal had when we were running through the 2 deep.
You know, the funny thing is you got 4 really good backs you can rotate through. Mark Fletcher is the type of back that you can give him the ball 25, 30 times a game, and he'll carry the load. But the fact that you got 3 other backs beside him, you know, the nice thing it's going to do, it's going to keep fresh.
Penalty on the return, backs the Hurricanes up inside their own 25. Here's Henry Paris Jr. bouncing outside. Matt Salopek had to be careful there. Any contact once you leave the field of play, we've seen it get flagged time and time again.
Well, the crowd wanted it. They didn't get it. You know, and you see Salopek right there. He's a former safety from a couple of years ago. Out of necessity, had to move to middle linebacker. He gained about 30 pounds the last couple of years. Got a lot bigger, physically stronger. Doing a nice job. One of the leaders of that defense.
Great player. You said it, a safety in high school, 24 interceptions. Playing in the state of Ohio as high school football, and now trying to help Miami, Ohio win a MAC championship. That'll be a big test. Once this game is over, all Hurricanes fans will be thinking A&M. Here's dialing up a deep ball. Right on the money. What a grab. Restrepo
drops this in the bucket in the hands of Xavier Restrepo. Watch this. I mean, right there in stride. I mean, it was really good coverage.
Oh, we do love college football. Football is back week 1 here at Hard Rock Stadium. Reedy and Golia, Jay Alter with you. Start of the 4th quarter, and the Canes picking up where they left off. They have been moving the ball at will, Rainey. This offense looking really strong in the home opener with Shannon Dawson, who came in from Houston. 1st and 10 from the 15. Van Dyke slings it out. Ray Joseph, another talented true freshman, with his first grab of the evening. And they have found fast chemistry running this Hurricanes offense, trying to punch it in for another touchdown. Here's Henry Paris Jr. Breaks a tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricanes.
I hate to say it, but number 2, Yassine McKee, left something at about the 15-yard line right here. Whoop, whoop, and goodbye. As Henry Paris Jr. turns that corner and just turns on the Jets.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be tough for Mario Cristobal to name a starting running back at any point this season, because everybody who has touched the ball out of the backfield has showed something for the Canes tonight.
And they all have a little different skill set, which is really nice.
It's been that kind of night for the U, dominating in the Battle of Miami. Canes up big. And I'm sure they'll be talking about the U. I know Mark Richt will certainly be talking about the U in this impressive performance. Kevin Davis on the return for the Red Hawks. Gets out past the 30.
120 in total yards. pretty dominant by this Hurricanes defense.
Yeah, the one question mark I had is this is the biggest play Miami, Ohio has had offensively all night long. Just finishing the point on Guidry and the coordinators, you don't know how it's going to fit. First game for Lance Guidry, defensive coordinator, Shannon Dawson, new offensive coordinator, and then 41 new scholarship players. So a lot of new year two under head coach Mario Cristobal, and that can take a week or two, but tonight it has clicked immediately.
And when we spoke to Lance Guidry this week, he was excited with the personnel he got. Don't forget, he left Marshall. He took the Tulane job. He was there for 2 weeks. He got called by Mario. Hey, you want to come to Miami? Boom. He was here. All this talent that he has to work with. It's a blank slate for Lance Guidry. He's excited to be here.
His defense getting tested here. Ohio in Miami territory, but tripped up behind the line, loss of 3. KJ Cloyd 1-0 for the Red Hawks, and now going to be 1-0 against them. Gabbert slings it on 3rd and 11. That's a great grab. Javon Tracy hauls that in. Best drive of the night for Miami, Ohio. They keep it going, back-to-back grabs for Tracy. Play clock under 5. Can't turn the corner. Guidry said we want as many hats to the ball as possible. They have shown that time and time again tonight. They are loaded with talent on the defensive side of the ball. They have shown it in the opener. Gabbert, clean pocket, dials it up deep. Incomplete. Terrific coverage. Jaden Davis, transfer from Oklahoma there to break it up.
Oh, it's picture perfect. He's stride for stride with him. At the last minute, he turns and plays the ball. It's exactly what you want to do. He's going to turn back, play the ball.
Down by 28 on the road against the U. You got nothing to lose. We're forced to burn a timeout. Play clock was running down. This is a really good Red Hawks team. We thought they would give the Hurricanes a little better of a test, but maybe it speaks to how dialed in this Miami Hurricanes team is at the start of this season. Gabbert on 4th and 6, scrambles, incomplete. True freshman Emory Williams. In speaking with offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson, he said, quote, "This kid was born to throw the football." High praise for the true freshman. Williams going to throw, completes his first pass in a Miami uniform. And it goes for a first down. Jacoby George showing what the freshman out of Milton, Florida could do. Williams set to throw again, clean pocket. Delivers a strike right on the money for the first down. Went right back to Jacoby George.
An absolute BB. And that right there shows you what Shannon Dawson was talking about. Watch this tight spiral, and this ball gets there in a hurry. Watch this, right through there.
Wow.
Beautiful ball.
Very impressive debut. 41 new scholarship players, a lot of them the freshman class. They hit the transfer portal hard as well. And they have shown up and made...
Cookman, this is a different opponent.
This was a top 20 team in the country against the run a year ago. Here's Williams improvising. Tried to tuck and run. So I guess the question now is, okay, you did it against Miami, Ohio. And this is a good Red Hawks team. It is. Yep. Impressive performance. A week from tomorrow, you have Texas A&M here at Hard Rock Stadium. That could be a statement game for Mario Cristobal and the Canes.
That's a big game for both those programs, right?
Yes.
You know, whoever comes out of that game with the win is going to have some nice momentum, but a huge test next week for sure.
Williams rolls right, checks down to the tight end, Riley Williams. Donald Chaney Jr. breaks free, ripping through tacklers, plowing into the end zone to cap off what has been a remarkable Week 1 performance for the U.
You know, Donald Chaney Jr. may be their most physical running back at 210 pounds. And watch him run behind his pads right here and finish it off. I'm going to get myself in that goal line. I'm going to get 6. That's how you finish off a run. Very impressive. And how about this for balance, Jay? 242 yards rushing, 243 yards passing for the Hurricanes tonight.
Doesn't get much better than that. 38-3. You know, it's funny, a year ago in what was admittedly a disappointing season in year 1 for Mario Cristobal, the Hurricanes, I think what was most disappointing, they were 2-5 here at home at Hard Rock Stadium. They lost their last 5 home games of the season. New quarterback for Miami, Ohio, Avion Smith, who played a lot of last season because of the injuries sustained by Brett Gabbert. Smith on the run like Gabbert has been most of tonight. Miami's defense still in full pursuit, has improved from year 1 to year 2.
And he said the leadership council has taken a step too. Very good, holding players accountable.
Smith airing it out. What a catch! That might be the play of the night from Cade McDonald.
Cade McDonald, just great concentration to make that catch.
McDonald, a Michigan State transfer. Just a terrific grab there. Smith airing it out deep again. Incomplete, almost an even better catch. Yeah, the one thing you could definitely say about the Redhawks is that they have a lot of talent, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. They will be contenders at the top of the MAC. They will. Smith, capable runner, gets out of bounds safely.
No,
football player.
I mean, if you say yes, it's because of my ESPN work, not as me as a former player.
You were a great player.
I appreciate that, partner. Thank you. To me, the best player in UMass history, and I'm dating myself, is a quarterback by the name of Greg Landry. He was an All-Pro, played for the Detroit Lions. To me, he's the most famous football player in UMass history. But it's going to be a good matchup for the Minutemen and the Redhawks next week.
And I'm proud of you. You did not trip up nearly as much as I thought you would between
I surprised myself.
Miami and Miami.
I stayed on the under for sure.
The roster looked so much better on paper, and tonight was about, will it translate from paper to the field? And it has. Turnover on downs, right on cue. The defense delivers again. Texas A&M, a top 25 team next Saturday here at home. That's an opportunity to make a statement.
Listen, started this year, right, by revamping and retooling that offensive line. All starts up front.
Still pushing that pile up 35, and that will do it. In the Battle of Miami, the Confusion Bowl, it was all about the U in the home opener. A dominant 35-point victory. Tyler Van Dyke and company left no doubt. Couldn't ask for a better start to the Mario Cristobal Year 2